It's 1944, Normandy. American tanks are rolling into Europe, confident, battle-hardened. Then they see it. A single German tank, sitting at the top of a hill. 5 American Shermans open fire. Shells bounce off the armor like raindrops. The German tank turns. 1 shot, 1 Sherman destroyed. It turns again. Another shot. Another Sherman gone. 3 more Shermans try to flank it. None survive. That one tank held the entire American advance for 6 hours. Its name, the Tiger I. And 70 years later, American tank designers still study it, still fear it, still learn from it. Why? That's what we're uncovering today. Before we talk about the Tiger, we need to understand the world it was born into. It's 1941. Germany is fighting on 2 fronts. In North Africa, the desert is unforgiving. In the Soviet Union, the Red Army is throwing thousands of tanks at German lines. Germany's standard tank, the Panzer IV, was decent, but it wasn't enough. The T-34, the KV-1, Soviet tanks were outgunning German armor. Hitler demanded something terrifying, something unstoppable. He didn't want a tank, he wanted a fortress on wheels. And that's exactly what he got. The Tiger I, officially called the Panzerkampfwagen 6, entered service in 1942. It weighed 57 tons. Massive, slow, devastating. Its armor, 100 millimeters thick at the front. That was nearly 4 inches of solid steel. American 75mm shells couldn't penetrate it at standard combat ranges. Even the Soviet 76mm gun, the standard AT weapon of the Red Army, struggled. To kill a Tiger from the front, you needed to be dangerously close, or you needed a miracle. But armor wasn't the Tiger's only weapon. Its gun, the 88mm KWK-36, was a monster. Originally designed as an anti-aircraft cannon, then the Germans realized it could kill any tank on Earth. From 1,500 meters, the 88 could punch through Soviet T-34 armor like paper. From 2,000 meters, it could still kill. American Shermans were outranged before they could even respond. This wasn't a fair fight.
The Tiger first saw action in North Africa, September 1942, Tunisia. The terrain was rocky, the distances were vast. British and American forces encountered it for the first time. The reports coming back to Allied headquarters were almost disbelieved. The shells just bounce off. We need more guns, bigger guns. One British officer wrote in his diary, "That German tank is something from another world." The Tiger's most famous battlefield was the Eastern Front. At the Battle of Kursk in 1943, the largest tank battle in history, Tigers carved through Soviet armor. But here's where the story gets interesting. The Tiger had a fatal weakness, and it wasn't armor. It was logistics. The Tiger burned through fuel at an incredible rate. 500 liters to travel just 100 kilometers on road. Off-road, even worse. Its complex engine required specialized maintenance. A single breakdown could ground it for days. Spare parts were scarce. Trained mechanics were even scarcer. And the Tiger was slow. 38 kilometers per hour on road, barely 20 off-road. The Allies discovered this quickly. Don't fight the Tiger head-on. Outmaneuver it. Cut off its supply lines. Make it run out of fuel. Make it break down. And then destroy it at leisure.
Now let's talk about the most feared Tiger of all. Michael Wittmann. SS Obersturmführer, tank commander, legend. On June 13, 1944, just 1 week after D-Day, Wittmann executed the most devastating single-tank ambush in military history. The location, Villers-Bocage, Normandy, France.
A column of British tanks and vehicles was moving through a village street, confident, relaxed. They thought the area was secure. Whitman had other plans. In less than 15 minutes, his Tiger destroyed 13 British tanks, 2 anti-tank guns, and over a dozen armored vehicles. Alone. The British advance was stopped cold. The village became a kill zone. Allied commanders couldn't explain it. Intelligence analysts studied the action for weeks. How does one tank, halt an entire armored column? The answer was the Tiger's perfect combination of firepower, armor, and a supremely skilled commander. Whitman became a propaganda legend in Germany. He was awarded the Knight's Cross with oak leaves and swords, one of the highest German military decorations. But his story ended in August 1944, when British forces finally destroyed his tank near Saint-Aignan-de-Cramagneux. The legend died, but the fear of the Tiger lived on. When American commanders' first Tiger encounters, the conclusions were sobering. The Sherman tank, the backbone of American armor, was outclassed. American crews called the Sherman the Ronson, after the cigarette lighter brand. The slogan? Lights first time, every time. When a Sherman was hit, it burned. The U.S. Army scrambled for solutions. First, the M-36 tank destroyer, armed with a 90mm gun capable of penetrating Tiger armor at medium range. Second, tactics. American forces learned to attack in numbers. 5 or 6 Shermans against 1 Tiger. Brutal arithmetic, but it worked. Third, air power. Allied fighter bombers became the Tiger's worst nightmare. From above, the Tiger's thin top armor was vulnerable. But here's the uncomfortable truth the American Army admitted after the war. Man for man, the Tiger crew had a significant technical advantage. The Americans won not because their tanks were better. They won because they had more tanks, more planes, more fuel, and an unstoppable industrial machine. The war ended in 1945. Germany was defeated. But the Tiger didn't disappear from military thinking. American post-war tank doctrine was fundamentally shaped by Tiger encounters. The M60 Patton tank, designed in the 1950s, thick frontal armor, powerful gun. Sound familiar? The M1 Abrams, America's current main battle tank. Its development directly referenced World War II lessons. The lesson? Armor quality matters. Gun accuracy at range matters. Crew survivability matters. The Tiger taught all of this. But there's a deeper reason American strategists still analyze the Tiger. The Tiger proved that a numerically inferior force with superior equipment and tactics can inflict catastrophic damage. Think about that. Fewer than 1,400 Tigers were ever produced. Germany's enemies fielded over 200,000 tanks. Yet Tiger units achieved a kill ratio estimated at 5-to-1 or higher. 5 enemy tanks destroyed for every Tiger lost. That ratio kept military planners awake at night. Not just in 1944, but in 1954, in 1984, in 2004. Because the lesson is universal. Quality can defeat quantity. Superior technology, properly employed, can change the entire calculus of war. Today, only a handful of Tigers survive. The most famous? Tiger 131, at the Tank Museum in Bovington, England. It's the only fully operational Tiger 1 in the world. Tiger 131 was captured in Tunisia in 1943. It became a test vehicle for Allied engineers desperate to understand the enemy. When it runs, people stop breathing. That engine sound, that presence, that raw mechanical power. Veterans who fought against it say the same thing. You never forget the first time you saw a tiger. Your stomach dropped. You knew the rules had changed.
The Tiger I wasn't just a weapon. It was a statement. Germany telling the world, we can build something you cannot stop. They were almost right. Almost. The Tiger lost, not on the battlefield, but on the factory floor. Germany couldn't build enough of them fast enough. The Allies could. And that's the final lesson of the Tiger. War is won by those who can sustain production, sustain supply, and sustain the will to fight. The Tiger was brilliant, but brilliance alone doesn't win wars. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to War and Military History for more deep dives into the weapons, battles, and decisions that shaped our world. Share this video with someone who thinks they know World War II and watch their mind get blown. We'll see you in the next one.